Hello everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming. We are back in the city of Duhan, which might look a little crisper than usual. Had a bit of help with the graphics settings. Want to throw a quick thanks out to Emus of .hack Fragment fame. Um, Helped me out a bit with my graphics settings, and looks like just about everything I run on this emulator now is going to look so pretty. Damn, can almost see the shingles on the Salem Temple. So we're just kind of getting ready to head back in. I wrapped up the shopping and everything back in town from yesterday's stream. So the inventories are pretty well cleared out, and because we had walked our way back, the transfer potions also very much intact. And we're going to be heading down to the 5th floor, which is normally an arduous ordeal and takes up about 2/3 of the episode length anyway, but we have a little bit of an advantage on our side now. Oh, isn't that great? I can now dodge bogey cats in just stunning detail. Not that this game ever really needed a ton, but it is nice to have. Well, no dodging that. 2 orcs, 2 slimes. They're friendly. We know what we're doing here. We're leaving them alone because we're friendly too. That's the kind of party we are. Except for that one time we weren't and our cleric turned evil for like a week. These things happen. Run into a random treasure chest, and it just wouldn't be an RPG if we didn't take everything we came across. After all, we're the ones playing, we're entitled to this stuff, right? One more transfer potion to the pile. Gonna walk into this little middle area. Had we gone right, we would be taking our way through the Imperial quarters down to by where Gotts is working on the labyrinth traps, and heading towards the sort of open area where we learned our allied actions. Heading left would take us to that room where we first found the shield showing Ricardo's one-time comrades had fallen. For now, I suppose I should stop yapping and take care of this battle here. Knew the rush attack wasn't going to take care of the giant toad, so we'll just do this the old-fashioned way with an assisted shot and some individual attacks. Gonna have an assisted shot and Keo double up on the giant toad, but as long as we don't have any glaring misses here, we're going to take care of this encounter no problem. 114 experience. Remember when that was a thing? Get a frog tongue. And now we're going to head up this way. This, of course, was our first significant story area where we're walking towards now. It was the altar where Keo sort of had his existential crisis. He had a bit of a brush with mortality and just wasn't sure how to carry on and was very untrusting. So we went there with him, and he had his moment and decided to stick with the party and just stay doing what he's doing. We're happy for that because he's certainly one of our most valued teammates. He and Ricardo basically being the anchors of our party. That was the altar there, and it is now split in two, revealing a hidden entrance that will take us all the way down these little ramp/stair area and into the 5th floor of the dungeon. It is weird to think just those few steps take us down past 4 subfloors of jail and a cemetery and an ever weird labyrinth and things, but you know, you got what you got. Speaking of you got what you got, there's a door I didn't walk through before. Got caught that time, didn't I? 2 mages, 4 gargoyles. Sorry, 3 gargoyles. Simple math will come to me sometime down the road. Let's do our end lash. Yeah, I backed out of that. Okay, End Lash. Restrict Shot for the gargoyle's sake. And now we'll just cheat Kyo's attack back to the level 5 mage. One mage falls thanks to Ricardo and that wicked mace skill, and Kyo takes out the other. Now it's time to see if he can dodge as well as he can strike. Sure enough, that gargoyle comes away empty-handed. So will this one because he targeted Ricardo and is just going to end up eating a couple crossbow bolts from a restrict shot. Third gargoyle is going to test Rui, and that too is going to meet our restrict shot, so not huge damage out of that, but certainly important in the sense that it stopped an attack. We'll go ahead with that one more time. Going to switch up from an End Lash to a Double Slash, having Ricardo and Rui attack the middle gargoyle, and see if Kyo can't just finish off the left edge one on his own. Ricardo missed that second strike on the Double Slash. That's going to keep a gargoyle around a little longer. And now we have to deal with the dreaded Converge attack, which apparently bypasses a restrict shot. Makes sense, being an allied action and all. So Rui takes 4 damage overall there. This time switch Ricardo and Rui to the edge on the right side. More than enough damage to take care of that. And Kyo with the first hit death strike. That just leaves the middle gargoyle, who's coming for Kyo and actually drawing a little blood. 1 point of damage off Kyo there. I'm pretty sure the stun attack from Rui will more than do it, but just in case it doesn't, we'll send this off with a bang. Sarah charging up the blade. It was a miss! A rare miss on a stun attack. You don't see that every day. What you are going to see here is a quality Double Slash for a little over 200 damage. That's 212 by my count, which is going to drop a gargoyle 7 days a week. Treasure here is a cloak. Cloak of Undetermined Nature, so by all means, let's go ahead and trade it over to Agog for an appraisal on the spot. It's a cursed cloak. It says, spattered blood of the murdered owner turned a sacred symbol evil. It prevents the use of spells. Let's go ahead and hand this over to Ricardo, since he's a warrior, and it doesn't really say whether the cursed cloak has to be equipped or simply held for the curse to take effect. Certainly would like our bishop to be able to cast if need be. So we're just going to take that little extra precaution. Moving down to the next door in line, and we've got a locked chest here. Let's check that out. Gonna have Rui go ahead and open it up as our resident thief, lockpick, and chicanery expert extraordinaire. Don't know if I made that title fancy enough, so let's go ahead and put a nice bow on it. Unlocking the chest. Nice and easy, and let's see what we've got inside. We've got a katana. We don't have a samurai, but it's certainly worth an appraisal. After all, what are the odds we get 2 cursed items in a row, right? Sentences like that are never a jinx. See, told you, it's perfectly fine. We found Osafune. It's a named katana. 2 hits, 20 damage, 12% accuracy boost, given to samurai who perform daring deeds. Allows a class change to samurai. So this is an item you could release the special power of to change a character's class to samurai. Really no one in the party that we have to do that at this point, but a neat sword. Certainly sell well when we get back to town. Not much else going on in this room, so we'll take a gander back out there. Looks like we've got another 3 gargoyle and 2 level 5 mage deal. We know how we handled this last time, no need to switch it up this time. Get our restrict shot in order. It's just fun watching those mages drop. Such a great animation where they sort of teeter and then eventually fall back. Also great to see the restrict shot in action because that's damage you don't have to worry about taking. So as long as those gargoyles are focused on Ricardo, I'm cool with that. And honestly, I'm kind of cool with it otherwise because his defense is pretty darn high as far as our party's standards go. Definitely the traditional tank fighter of that front row. Rui and Kyo relying more on evasion and luck. Moving up to a double slash. Going after the unharmed one. Last time they did that converge attack that really messed us over, so we're going to hope for at least 1 kill out of this round to bust that up. I believe they needed all 3 gargoyles if they were planning on doing that. Sure enough, that was the plan, and since we killed the middle gargoyle, could not go down. Double slash on the edge gargoyle. And see if Kyo can finish off the left side one. Right side gargoyles down, just 1 to go, and we are through. Quality combat there, everything worked out, nice and simple. 2,674 experience. Not exactly the hardest we'll have in this upload, I'm sure. Pick up a conch out stone. We'll take a look at that a little later. There's our gondola. Always good to see the gondola. Here's an area I didn't quite flesh out last time. And a combat that I could have probably avoided had I been a bit more careful with my steps. We've got a bishop and 3 warriors. Certainly not worried about the bishop at this point. We are going to end lash. And we are going to restrict shot. Just to make sure that bishop goes down, though, as it is a level 8 bishop by the stats. We'll have Kyo sneak to the back row there. Well, I suppose it wasn't necessary, as 82 damage is going to take that bishop down anytime. Kyo doesn't quite do the job on that warrior, but it does take some extra damage thanks to the restrict shot. So you gotta think that one's pretty primed. Middle warrior takes a restrict shot as well. Will we go 3 for 3? Yep, they all sort of focused on Ricardo, and they all paid the price. Well, let's treat these guys like the gargoyles. No reason to treat them any different. Level 7 warriors. Basically got the same attack mentality, so why should we switch it up? Double slash takes out the middle, Kyo takes out the left side, and the right side guy's looking around saying, hey, weren't there people here? Let's see if we can't send this guy out with the royal treatment. Stun attack, double slash, and a goggle fire a crossbow bolt, just for the heck of it if it comes to. Charging up the stun attack again. This time we get a hit and we get a stun, so we're going to get double damage out of our double slash. Yeah, the death strike was just sort of telling us what we already knew. That guy was toast. A little over 3,000 experience there. We're now in that comfortable range here in 5, which means we should really be looking for a way down. Lo and behold, we find a robe. Last time we found a robe, it was the most boring treasure of all time. It was just a robe, folks. It was fluffy. Kind of had that thing where the cotton was balling up a little and we had to pick it off because it looked a little scuzzy. You know what I'm talking about. Been through the wash a few too many times. Still a comfy robe. Let's find out what this one's like. It's a robe. It's a robe. That's all I got. 5th floor, you think you'd find something a bit more exciting. No worries. No excitement to be had on that. Making our way further down. Says the step fell down and you can't go further. So we've simply got to find a way around, don't we? But first we've got to deal with the gaze hound, which is good, because we still have that outstanding quest to find a hound's ear. Allied action. Let's go with a restrict shot and a double slash and see if Kyo can't just luck into a death strike here. 1-round combats are kinda my favorites. Whole bunch of damage on the double slash. Nope. Gazehound gets a chance to use its infamous gaze, but to no avail. So, second verse, same as the first. Let's see if this goes better. That's a bit more like it. 1 Gazehound fallen, no real damage done. We'll take that. We'll take 2100. No chest afterwards, so we're still on the hunt for that hound's poor ear. Now we gotta deal with spiders. Allied action. Let's just do a sweep attack. Let's hit that whole front row. Individual actions. Agog's gonna cast. What will we cast? Let's cast Jakrita. Let's do as much damage as possible. And Sarah's gonna cast a Mock on the front row. Gonna get all the spiders out of the way we can here. Most of the red spiders in the front row taken out by that sweep attack. Hoping that this Jakrita takes away the rest of the front row spiders so we don't have to rely on Sarah and we don't have to worry about too much damage. That was a bit more effective than I thought it would be. Total wipe of the remaining spiders by Agog. Our bishop done good. Whole ton of experience there. Let's see what's in the chest. We got a Delpis stone. You'll notice I'm not cracking these stones right away because they're good to have. But they're even better to break open if you get the chance to take them back to town. Here's our buddy. It's an earth giant. They're big, they're tough, and they're susceptible to the stun attack, which is how we get through these in these parts. If you want to see what we were like before we came upon this strategy, go back a few weeks to the Wizardry upload where we first hit the 5th floor. The combat was so long I actually sped it up, and it still took forever. See, we're getting a little over 100 damage while it's stunned like that. Now let's see if this jump attack will do anything. We don't really need it to set the world on fire. The giant's still stunned and the double slash should take care of it. But it's worth a shot. We're gonna get a little bit of levitation here. Oh yeah, that's right. It stays until the end of the round. Okay, so Ruby's just kind of hanging in the air while the double slash happened. She got an aerial view, and we all got 1,000 experience. Making our way through this little channel here. Looks like another gaze hound is on the horizon. And we get a surprise attack. Oh, happy day. Let's try that jump attack out just so you can see what it's like. And Agog will fire a crossbow bolt because that's just what we do. So again, Rui's going high into the air here. If you ever wondered what the top of a gaze hound's head looks like, well, there you go. Actually, that was pretty darn effective, 44 damage. And it gets Rui out of the way. Keeping a combatant safe from taking a physical attack? Yeah, I'm all for that. We'll do this again. Set her up high. Pretty sure the double slash is going to finish it, though. Oh yeah. Even with the miss, that extra 44 damage done by Rui, fantastic insurance policy. And wouldn't you know it, Rui's only a little over 1,000 away from leveling. Feels like it went by in the blink of an eye, or perhaps the fiery death of 1,000 spiders. You tell me. I will tell you that we just picked up an unidentified gauntlet, and that unidentified items are just not a thing in this party. No way, not gonna happen. That's why we got the bishop, and the bishop tells us this gauntlet is a steel gauntlet. Once again, page 5 of your big book of boring equipments. Not really gonna help anyone who could use it. Let's hand it over to Sarah to keep a little bit of inventory space here. Looks like we got another humanoid figure there. Hopefully it's a giant. It is not. It is a mage and all of the ninjas one could possibly want. And with a surprise round. And the ninjas are taking a converge attack on Ricardo. Rui takes 2 from the ninja left out of the converge attack. And then the entire front row takes some fire damage thanks to the level 5 mage. Not gonna lie, I was not thrilled to see that. Let's do our end lash. Let's do our restrict shot. And just in case the end lash doesn't do it, but I'm pretty sure it will, we'll target the level the mage with Kyo's attack. But I'm pretty sure he's just going to be swinging in vain at a ninja by the time it comes about. Yeah, that mage is toast. Getting some quality damage from the restrict shot. Ninjas, of course, sacrificing pure defense for the sake of mobility. Double slash, poor Ricardo, just getting targeted with all the fancy strikes. Manages to hang on there, though, like a champ. Although, to be honest, it wouldn't be the worst luck for us to have somebody die. Don't forget, we also have that outstanding quest for Maria that requires one of our party members not only to die, but to have the initial resurrection fail and be turned to ash, so we can help them with their bishop training. They could just get their class changed to bishop, but apparently they don't meet the requisite stats, so now one of us has to die. It's a little messed up if you think about it. Honestly, it's messed up if you don't think about it. One ninja's down due to the end lash. Other end ninja falls to a restrict shot. Hopefully we can keep that luck going. Make that 2 for 2 and another ninja fallen. Can we get 3 restrict shots in this round? Yes, we can. Not a kill shot, but we're set up for the victory. End Lash. We'll have Kyo and Rui do it because I already keyed that in. And we'll just do base attacks for the rest. Doesn't get any further than Kyo. Combat is over. Everybody is well. They are healthy. Rui is another level higher. Everybody else at least 5,000 to the better. Pick up a treasure chest, and what's inside? It's a charm. Let's find out what that charm may be after this combat that came up instantly. We've got a bishop, we've got a warrior, and we've got some sort of flying dinosaur with a surprise attack. Comes through, bites Ricardo, and slashes. Total of 4 on 2 hits. Kyo takes 14. And now the bishop's casting, and it's a strain spell. Affects Kyo, and he is still sort of stunned. So the allied action is going to be an End Lash with Rui and Ricardo. The assisted action is going to be a Restrict Shot. Well, let's protect Kyo and Rui on this one, since Ricardo is able to move at this point. That little stun from the strain spell, more than enough to give me pause. Bishop is down. Restrict Shot working very well in our favor. Dinosaur's got to kind of bounce back. Warrior held off too. This time let's take a moment and actually see what that is. So we get a moment to take a look here. Allied action, let's go double slash. Rui and Ricardo on the warrior. Assisted action, Restrict Shot, protecting Rui and Ricardo, and Kyo will attack the wyvern. It's not a dragon dinosaur thing at all, it's a wyvern. What on earth was I thinking? Does have a very dinosaur look to it, I will say that. So Kyo Death Strike on the wyvern, as well as he should. And we pick up another 3,000 experience. So that's 2 really well fought combats there, and we're starting to feel the effects. But we pick up some metal armor, and now we have 2 items to identify. Handing over to Agog the identification station. And now our appraisal hoe. The charm is a sculpture charm. We've seen him before. We'll see him again. As for the metal armor, we've got quality metal armor. Yet another thing we are no stranger to. Unfortunately, neither one is all that useful to us, so I will once again trade one of the items over to Sarah, our cleric. And before going any further, let's go ahead and provide some relief to that poor front row. Let's get them fielding a little better, huh? One will do the trick. Made our way to the bottom now. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of combat here. Make that a whole lot of combat here, as we have ninjas upon ninjas upon ninjas. And a mage. Allied action. Let's go with an End Lash. I really don't want to mess around with this too much. So we're going to skip the Restrict Shot. We're going to take fate into our own hands here. Kyo's going to attack the mage just in case the End Lash fails to drop them. And for everybody else, there's Jakrita. And since Sarah hasn't used her Amok yet, we'll take a shot at that as well on the front row ninjas. Sure enough, the mage lived through the End Lash. Kyo took care of that real quick. First ninja misses, and that leads way for a Gog and a whole mess of fire, giving the ninjas the proverbial hot foot, as you've heard me say 3,472 times already. 4 of them fall, 1's still up to slash Ricardo, and now Sarah's gonna cast a Muck. It is the death of 1,000 magical spinning blades making weirdly high-pitched metallic noises. And he's gone before the damage. 72 being that kill shot, by the way. Our cleric doesn't cast damage spells often, but when they do, they choose a Muck. Pick up a treasure chest there. That's going to give us a ninja's hood and a sorcerer's earring, 2 quality spell components. And we're going to pick up a treasure chest here, because that's just the way it works. This one's going to give us a healing potion, and we're going to use that healing potion because it's just taking up space, and we have people in need of healing. Probably the most so is Kyo, so he shall get the heal. Looks like we're attacked again. Hopefully not from behind. Nope. Have some friends from the 4th floor cemetery. 3 shades and 3 gargoyles in the back. No use trying to stop the gargoyles in the back. So let's go ahead with some assisted shots and some individual attacks to get rid of the shades. All of our weapons are magical, which are necessary for fighting the undead in the Wizardry games. Well, at least these undead, I should say. Most Wizardry games you could fight them fairly normally. Got rid of our shades, so we'll be back to normal combat next round. For now, we just have to endure some gargoyle attacks. Not bad, they only hit once. Restrict shot, double slash, and Kyo with an attack for sake of death strike and or petrification. Big miss by Ricardo's, going to keep that gargoyle around another round. But they just kinda stand there and stare at us. Apparently they weren't expecting us to use the same tactic we've been using all day. We caught them by lack of surprise. Once again, Ricardo fails to realize that that mace can hit twice. And once again, the gargoyles forget they can attack. See if Kyo can finally finish off this left side one. Ricardo making up for those 2 misses with a big critical and a drop, and Kyo making sure the job is done with a first hit death strike. Now Agog is painfully close to leveling, and Ricardo is getting there as well. Pick up yet another chest. This one's got a devil's horn in it. So we have to find a way to drain this water, I'm assuming. But first we have to find our way around 5 more ninjas and a level 5 mage. Now I know you're thinking, we could probably just do the same thing as last time. And we can do this one more time. We have one more Jakrita. I don't think Sarah has another Amok. Nope, that was it for her. So there's really not much else she can do in this battle. An attack is more than likely going to fail, so we'll just have her heal Ricardo. If it comes down to it, a little extra hit points certainly wouldn't hurt. This time the mage does fall, which means Kyo gets a free strike at a level 6 ninja, and fails miserably. Now let's see what our final Jakrita of this run has. Will we get the full 5 dropped? We will! Agog comes through in the clutch. That's what happens when you name the protagonist after yourself. Good things with much fire. I talk so good. Okay, that battle's over, as is my babbling. Making our way down here. Perhaps there's something I missed in this room. Sure doesn't seem like there's anything I missed in this room. Sure seems like there's nothing unusual. So whatever we have to drain out of there to get to that staircase, it ain't there. Oh, I suppose we should read the sign, huh? On the sign, in barely legible handwriting, it said, Crimson means red, red means lifeblood, mana is magic power. Mana becomes full, spell is cast. Crystals attract, a miracle happens. That's what a great wizard said. I wonder what this means. The mighty warrior Odin. I kinda wonder what it means, too. I'm assuming it's an answer for us at some point. Got me stumped as to what. Gonna sidestep a little. Actually, I kinda want to go back this way. I forget what's in here. Oh yeah, some dirty wooden boxes. We found that chest, and that's about it. What's further down this way? Well, whatever it is, it's hidden behind a trap. We've got an old trolley. Peeked inside the trolley, there was a hidden bag of gold coins. Will we pick them up? You bet we will. 2,724. That's just the way the adventuring game works, folks. There's our gondola. No, we won't take it up. We will, however, keep exploring here. Not that there's really that much to explore. There's our gap. Maybe I missed something in a bit of an upper level? Maybe I've got to fight several more ninja, a bishop, and a minor daimyo? Feels that way, doesn't it? And Lash. Restrict shot. We'll just have him attack the daimyo. I'm pretty sure the Unlash is going to take out the bishop, so no need to worry about cheesing that attack to the back. Now let's see if Kyo can take care of the samurai. Nope, no such luck. We'll have to rely on the restrict shot to stop him, assuming that the samurai doesn't try casting a spell. Both the minor daimyo and the right edge samurai, ninja, felt the need to attack Kyo, but Kyo dodged them all deftly. Set up for another run. This should drop the ninja, yep. And now it's Kyo versus the samurai, take two. Still up and still attacking. Still missing wildly. So we'll try the stun attack. And on the off chance that doesn't drop it and this is the toughest samurai that ever lived, we'll follow up with a double slash and a crossbow bolt. Nope, stun attack more than enough. Now we've got Rui, Ricardo, and Agog all leveled this session. Good things happen when we find shortcuts, folks. Another ninja's hood. You can see our inventory slowly starting to build up here. That's the gondola, so we want to go at least next door up. I think this was just that just that room, but now we're stopped. Guard orc says, "What the hell are you doing here? Don't you come near this place. Scram, get lost. If yous don't, I's gonna get in trouble." A boy says, "It wasn't me, I said." You could hear voices violently arguing from the other side of the door. Boy says, "How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know nothing about no gold coins." Gah! We wasn't able to go to war 'cause you stole our money. Be all your fault that we gets made fun of. Guard orc says, "That kid be a robber. He stole the boss's loot. It was important treasure that was hidden in the mine car. So he gonna get eaten up by the boss real good." Yo. That's the money we took. Guard orc says, Shoo, get the hell out of here now." What do? Do we do what he says or help the boy? Well, we got the boy into the mess. We better get him out. Agog's kind attitude gave good impression to comrades with a good or neutral attribute, which says nothing of the fact that we technically stole that cache of coins, albeit a war fund for some orcs. You shoved the orc out of your way and went in. Got a bit of a combat here. It's just some orc kings. We remember these guys. We'll assisted shot and individual attack. I'm okay with that. That should more than break up any tactics they had going on, and we could risk the base attack. It's not like these guys are going to do a ton of damage to us anyway. So that's 3 for 3 on there. First Orc King misses, second Orc King also misses. Let's go ahead and line them up one more time. Assisted shot and individual attacks. Big drop there. Now we just have an obscene number of chances to kill this final Orc King, and it goes down before I could even get into the list. Only 500 experience, but it was for a good cause. Hey, it's Daniel! That guy who kinda made us drop into a pit on the 4th floor. We've had a fun little back and forth with him through the dungeon, and this time we kind of pull him out of the fire here. Some idiot stole the orc's treasure that was in a minecar. How you doing? They tried to pin the blame on me. I'm so unlucky, Daniel says. Daniel shook his head twice as he were completely hopeless and gave an exaggerated sigh. Listen, I'm thinking of leaving this dangerous place since I've already made enough money. I mean, I'm all about making my money the smart and easy way. Floors below are full of scarier monsters, and it's gonna be rough. But, you know, I wouldn't mind helping you out if you insist. If you want me to help you, come get me at the tavern. I'll be playing with the cats in town till then. Daniel has been registered at the guild. He can now be added to your party at the tavern. Okay, that is fantastic news. Another potential party member. And another rogue. Of course, we do have the ability to turn him into a samurai. I'm going to look into that, actually. Now that we've covered that, let's do a little spider combat. again, remember, we don't have the Jacrita at our disposal here. So we've got to think smart about it. Let's get rid of that front row as quickly as possible. Seems that Zakrita is our best option. And Sarah will cast... Let's cast Strain on the back row, see if that works. Red spiders, and it looks like a green spider or two went down to the sweep attack. Agog Zakrita more than finishes off the yellow spiders. Now we're going to be taking a little poison breath. Rui is poisoned. More poison breath to come. Now Kyo is poisoned. Sarah's going to try that Strain spell. Most of them fell for it, and they stay in the back row. How do we want to go about this? Probably with assisted shot and individual attacks. Just enough to get that spider dealt with, and now the rest are taking sweet, sweet double damage. Finish off a good number. Looks like a couple wake up. Just keep our attacks coming the old-fashioned way. And we may just be clear this round, this time out. All the spiders taken care of. I now have an idea. Running around with a couple poison members is going to hurt our fealty a little bit, but I really wanted to get to the gondola there. Take it all the way up. As I had a fun idea for our buddy Daniel. Because again, we have Rui, who is a fantastic thief. She does her job very well. Let's keep the gondola here. A horn blared, announcing the arrival of the vanguard. You heard the marching beats of drums, the treading footsteps, and the clanking of armor approaching. We're hearing a lot of laughing. Ho, 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 play the flute, crush the castles. Ho, 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 bang the drums, set the abbeys ablaze. This don't sound good, does it? A horde of orcs marching in formation appeared. Glaring orc. Hee, look at that. There's a weirdo. Mean-looking orc. Yuck. Uses right. Scrawny little guy be scurrying around. Here comes a cocky orc, says, "Gah, look at him, he be all scared. I'ma beat his ass real good." He looks so yummy and tasty, the glaring orc adds. I'ma eat him up. He'll be real good if I pours lots of salt and pepper on him. Well, at least they're seasoning. Man says, "Hey, you. If you do anything that I don't tell you to do, you will be punished. Is that clear?" Glaring orc says, "It be the boss. He's gonna whip all our butts." The orcs get back in line, and it's the knight we met way back in the day. It is Sir Eugene Gaston. Says the best way to control even the stupidest beings is with fear. Loyalty and respect are not needed to rule over them. Certainly a dark change from when we first met him. However, there is some good that can come out of evil. Actually, in reality, there is far more evil that comes about from good intentions. Yeah, he's definitely taken a sinister turn. Now we get more chanting, ho 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 ho, getting rid of the Lord of Gods, ho 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 ho, the King of Demons, his lecherousness, will soar above and rule the world. This is some fantastically dark stuff here. I don't know if you could tell from the subtle intonations, but these guys are bad. I'm gonna give that a moment. Let that sink in. And now we continue. Following the group of orcs, an army of kobolds passed by behind the knight. Well, he certainly amassed his small guys there. You hear, "Is there a problem, Sir Eugene?" A warrior with an unpleasant face glowered at you. Remember him from the inn way back in the day? Says, "Are they troubling you?" The knight says, "No, I was just apologizing for our orc's bad behavior." The warrior says, "Again? Those stupid..." "Well, very well, I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget this time." The knight says, "Wait, that is unnecessary. It would be better if we do not dampen their spirits now. That way it would be more convenient for us later." The warrior says, "As you wish, sir." Knight says, "Well, this is quite a view. Is this the legendary Elves Falls? I would like to bring this peace and tranquility back to Duhan. To do that, we must have the queen, who is deaf to the people's voices, to step down. I will stop at nothing, even if I am to be branded as a traitor. Now, I am anxious to see Fate's answer at the Magic City. Will the moss-covered castle walls mark my grave, or will a new dawn arise upon Duhan?" Time for a little party chat. Ricardo says, "Why are there so many monsters?" Seeing the army of monsters, Ricardo turned pale with fright. I don't know how he managed to gather that many monsters, but is he trying to invade Hades or something? Kyo says, "To stand so calmly among monsters, his courage and poise are impressive. If he felt any fear or unease, the monsters would smell it. They'd devour him completely, his soul and all. But how could he not feel even an ounce of fear being among so many monsters? Is he a devil, or one without soul?" Sarah says, "This means it's not just a rumor that Sir Eugene is after the throne. Don't you think that army of monsters proves it? I bet those monsters were gathered to fight against the Duhan soldiers. But why are they heading below instead of towards the town? I wonder if it's because of the Queen's abduction. I guess we'll have to find out." Rui says, "Isn't it odd that the monsters are following him so obediently? I mean, I've never seen or heard anything like this. Some people do get along pretty well with orcs and kobolds, but there were lesser demons and shades among them. It's impossible to get that sort of evil to obey you. Unless you've sold your soul to the devil." Rui shrugged. She knew what had happened to people who sold their souls to the devil. If that's the case, what is it he wants? To rule the world? Eternal life? The ultimate truth? Who knows what the already rich may desire? Quite a bit to ponder. Some real heady topics there. One thing is for certain, Sir Eugene does have a massive army poised, and we have some gargoyles to fight. Some gargoyles and some ninjas. Go for the end lash. Go for the restrict shot. And see if Kyo can do the job against the ninjas solo. Looks like they both survived the end lash. Bad news for us. Kyo does take out a ninja on a melee strike. Get a quality 6 damage done on a restrict shot. Mostly quality because it stopped the gargoyle from attacking. Make that 2 for 2 on the restrict shot. We still have one throwing star from the back to worry about. Here it comes. Adagog doing 12 damage, but nothing further. Gargoyle smartly attacks Kyo, but comes up empty. Last one is targeting Rui, and that's gonna end in restrict shot number 3. So fighting defensively worked out well for us, taking a little more poison damage. One more end lash to take care of the ninja. Restrict shot and see if Kyo can finish off a gargoyle. Ninja does fall in the background. Gargoyle hangs on, and now we've got to deal with a converge attack, all at Kyo. 0 for 3. 1 point of damage there, so 1 for 6, and 2 more from the third attackers, so 3 for 9. Final gargoyle attacks Rui and eats another restrict shot. A little more damage taken, the poison ticking away. Going to switch to a double slash as we are down to just gargoyles. Keep our restrict shot up. And have Kyo attack that left edge gargoyle that should be more than primed for its own demise by now. Rui and Ricardo take care of one gargoyle, Kyo takes care of a second. That means the other two just sort of take this round off. Another quality double slash. And Kyo finishes off the final gargoyle. Made that look easy to the tune of 2,812 experience gained. And into Casta's shop we go. Talk to the ogre clerk. We're not going to buy a bunch of stuff, we're just going to buy one thing. Head to the next page and pick up a samurai orb for 70,000 gold. It's a lot of gold, but you'll understand here in a bit. Let's go ahead. Use a transfer potion to get out of here. Before hitting the lodgings, let's go over to the temple and get our poison healed. Curing poison, 360 for Kyo. $390 for Rui. We'll take that. Now we're going to exit and hit the lodgings for the last time as a party of 5. Let's go in, rest up, and get the middle of our party, Rui, Ricardo, and Agog all leveled. Stay for 250 gold. Nice little boost for Rui. Ricardo picks up to 60 power now. And Agog is able to use level 5 magics. Let's go ahead and exit before going too much further. Let's go to the bar. Hit up the recruit list. No, that's not what we're looking for. Original character. Daniel the Thief. He's of evil alignment, but I'm sure we could break that. Joined him to the party. go ahead, use that samurai's orb. Okay, let's go ahead and hand that over to Daniel. Samurai's orb. Can't use the item. Interesting. I wonder if the sword will do it. Let's hand it over to him. Daniel became a samurai. There we go. That took a bit. So he's now an evil samurai, but he's a samurai. We can make that work. Going to have him hand his poison throwing knife over to Rui, who's now going to become a back row combatant. Before we go any further, let's alter the formation a bit. Have Kyo, then Daniel, then Ricardo, then Agog, then Rui, and then Sarah. That works out beautifully. Now before we go any further, let's head over to Vigor's shop. Make ourselves some spells. And the first thing we're going to do is separate a couple stones. Going to speed this up. Get a couple cocoons. Separate these a cold stone. Get a couple vampire claws. The Feel stone is going to give us a couple slime jellies. And the conch out stone. Couple devil's horns. See if there's anything we can make on the vellum side. Not so much. What spells are available to make? Oh yeah, that's a cold spell. It's a level 5. Yeah, we'll go ahead and make that again. But we could do that with a Devil's Horn and a Vampire Claw, which we can now do twice. So it may have seemed a little silly at first to break that, but now we can go ahead and give one to Agog. And one to Daniel. Wasn't expecting that twist. He's already paying dividends, isn't he? Let's get more fields. More fields, always appreciated. Looks like we're only going to get one field stone as we're running relatively low on Demon's Horns. Gonna go ahead and give that to Sarah. Always keep the priest's healing at the premium. Let's just keep boosting healing spells. Got one Lafil stone here. That's gonna go to Sarah as well. And this one goes to Agog. Looks like all we have left is a Zybus stone, which we'll make just for the sake of making. And we'll give it to Daniel as he doesn't have the spell yet. Now it's time to slow things back down and sell some items. Guess we could sell that Samurai's orb. Turned out to be a bit of a waste of cash. It's actually quite nice. Definitely sell the Cursed Cloak. Sell the Sculpture Charm. And even though it's going to pain me to do it, we'll get rid of that robe. Yeah, we'll sell the Spiritual Sword. We're going to hold on to the Ninja's Hood as that's a spell component. We're not going to sell the Steel Gauntlet or the Quality Metal Armor. Well, yeah, we'll sell the Quality Metal Armor for now. We don't really need that anymore. We will hold on to the Steel Gauntlet, however. Let's go ahead and buy Daniel a weapon. Daniel can use a Craftsman's Katana. That's going to cost 8,800. Doesn't do anything to the undead. It's not a magical weapon, but it will help. Boosting his attack all the way up to 33, all at the cost of some defense from the Charmed Small Shield. We'll take that chance. Yes, we do want to equip now. Let's go ahead and buy an accessory for him. What do we want to buy him? Not a Lapis Charm, I would think. Not a normal cloak, I would think. Nah. Yeah. I think the Sculpture Charm is probably the best call. Let's go ahead and equip that. Now let's go ahead back out and see if we can't just do anything better with this armor. Freeze Chainmail would up his defense to 20 but lower his evade to 10. Also a huge chunk of his agility gone. I don't really want to do that. Be a sound upgrade for Kyo. Or for Ricardo. $47 and $43. Let's go ahead and give it to Kyo. Equip. See if this Blessed Chainmail will help anyone out. Yeah, it can go to Sarah, sure. Send the Steel Gauntlet back over to Daniel, who can equip the Gauntlet. Don't think the Dragon Chainmail is going to help anyone out. Nope. So go back in and sell the Dragon Chain. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Do want to thank you hanging on here for that extended little bit. Ooh, almost forgot about the Charmed Small Shield. I think Kyo can use that. Well, that'll be our cliffhanger. Will Kyo use the Charmed Small Shield? You can find out next episode. In the meantime, this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, thanking you for watching.